Welcome to the day 5, the final day of the High Income Health Expert Challenge. Have you guys been having a blast? Let me know in the chat below. Type blast if you have been having a great time these last 5 days. It's been so great to see you guys' engagement, the interaction, the people who have been interested in just the messages. And really, I'm so excited for you to get your health message out to the people you're called to serve. Today we're talking about God's plan for a financial breakthrough. See, many people are in need of a financial breakthrough today, and they're looking for a breakthrough in their business, a breakthrough in generating more leads. Maybe you're ready to charge that premium price for your advice. Maybe you are ready for a breakthrough in the form of a best-selling book. And people are looking to break through, to stand out into the health industry, into your topic, and be the go-to expert where people are coming to you for your advice and they want to know what can they do, how can they work with you. And this is really what today is designed for, because in this training I'm going to be sharing with you God's plan. And God's plan is an acronym, and there is these 8 steps that God has actually revealed in His Word of how He's taken through. I'm going to read to you, there's a story in 2 Kings chapter 4 that talks about a widow who was in great need of a financial breakthrough, like many of you. And as we read the story, then I'm going to break down what are these 8 steps that we can find in building a health business and allowing that health business that God revealed to this widow to completely transform her financial future, and how it could apply to you today. So the story begins in 2 Kings 4:1. It says, "Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant, my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go, borrow the empty vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and thou shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her sons, Bring me yet another vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, Go, sell the oil, and pay thy debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest." In this story reveals God's plan for your financial breakthrough. Here it shows these 8 simple steps I believe that every health educator can benefit from to realize God's plan for your breakthrough. This is the biblical prescription for poverty, and this is the way to go from the pit of poverty to the peak of prosperity. And we can see these in these biblical principles. First of all, what does the G represent in God's plan? G, according to this story, stands for go seek a breakthrough. If you're looking for a financial breakthrough, it's important that you seek one out. Now, how do we see this? In verse 1, she was, the woman went to the man of God, and she cried, and she said, Thy servant, my husband, is dead. Thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord, and the creditors come unto me to take my 2 sons to be bondmen. Now, I believe one of the reasons why out of all people would this widow, who is struggling financially, go to Elisha the prophet, the man of God? And one of the reasons is because Elisha was a teacher in the schools of Israel. And in the schools of Israel, according to the instruction of Moses, they were to not just teach the religious instruction, not just teach the biblical instruction, but they were also to give training in business. Training in every youth was taught to learn some sort of trade. In fact, it was regarded a crime to allow the youth to be raised up without the knowledge of how to financially provide for themselves. This practice carried on way into even the New Testament, where the Apostle Paul was a tent maker. Even though he was set apart for the ministry, he still learned the trades of learning how to build tents, because this was the foundation of the Jewish economy, was educating them on business. So Elisha was not only the man of God, but he was also a teacher of business in the schools of the prophets. And while the sons of the prophets are what the students were called in these schools, so now the widow, she's coming to the man of God and she's saying that your students, my husband, he's dead, he's left us with a lot of debt, and now the creditors, they're knocking at our doorstep trying to take my sons into slavery to work it off. What do I do? She's looking for help. And that is the first step that people need to make, is to go search for a financial breakthrough. And for a long time, I was actually afraid of studying money. When I was a health educator that was broke and struggling with our finances, where I was focusing so much on helping people with health education, but I didn't know how to turn that health advice into a source of income. And I was actually uncomfortable with studying financial laws, studying money. I was uncomfortable with studying marketing, studying health, physiology, diseases, cause prevention, cure. Oh yeah, I love learning everything I can about it. But when it comes to health marketing, that was kind of uncomfortable. But what I realized is, if you do not seek, Jesus says, seek and you shall what? You shall find. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Knock and the door will be open. If you do not seek, you will not find. So the first step is you must seek a financial breakthrough. How do you seek a financial breakthrough? You want to look through everything you can. I was investing in courses. I was investing in mentorships. I was attending masterminds, going to seminars. I was reading books about marketing, and podcasts about marketing and business growth. And I was learning everything that I could about business to be able to reach this financial breakthrough. And if we do not seek, we will not find. I ask people, like, how much have you invested in your success library? If you're struggling with finances, or if you're desiring to get a financial breakthrough, the question is, how many books a week are you reading? Are you actively making progress through that is going to teach you about health marketing? It's going to teach you how to take your health knowledge and monetize that knowledge online. And if you're not reading books, then of course you're not going to have a breakthrough, because nothing changes if nothing changes. So we are to seek. But some may ask, well, how long do we seek? I would say until you find your breakthrough. And until you find your financial breakthrough, don't stop looking. I had 16 failed business attempts before I found the business that ended up being our multiple six-figure family business. And someone would say, 15 failed business attempts? Enoch, why didn't you quit? And my response would be, quit and do what? There is nothing else that I know of that's going to be able to scale the impact that I desire to have in the world. There's nothing else that is able to tap into unlimited earning potentials that a business can. There's nothing that I know of that is able to create the level of freedom and possibility that a health education business is providing. So, like, what am I going to go back to twisting plastic pieces and putting them in buckets as I worked at the model train? No. So this was the only option. And that often becomes the case, is when your back is against the wall and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, the only way is forward, and we got to seek until we find. And so the G in God's plan is to go seek a breakthrough. And what is the O in God's plan? O stands for obtain and submit to a mentor. Now, why do I say obtain and submit to a mentor? Because as you can see in the story, I'll show you that the widow not only went to the mentor, she submitted to what the mentor said. In verse 2, he said, what have I... Actually, I'm going to read verse 3. when her issue was, when you're struggling with debt, death, and doubt, when your issue is debt, how many of you would think that the answer to your debt problem is more debt? The first words out of his mouth, notice, he says, go borrow. Go borrow the empty vessels of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. And look, don't just borrow a little, borrow not a few. Go get as much debt as you possibly can to go build your business. And the reason why you want to obtain and submit to a mentor is because a good mentor is going to give you counterintuitive advice. What do I mean by that? It means if it already made sense, then you'd already be doing it. So it's going to sound counterintuitive, but the reality is that it's like my thinking got me here. And if I want to get there, if I want to get my financial breakthrough, I need to find someone who has found their financial breakthrough and pay them whatever they charge to find out what they do, and then do exactly what they do. Submit and submit to the mentor and continue until I have the results that I want. Those are the 5 steps of accomplishing anything, really. And then it was by obtaining and submitting to a mentor that makes a big difference. And you can tell that she didn't fully understand all the steps. Like, you don't have to see the entire flight of stairs in order to take the first steps. And I can prove it to you. Here, what did he say? He says, go shut the door upon you, empty out all the vessels. Empty out all the oil into the vessels. And then she left and she went and did it. And then in verse 6 it says, and it came to pass when the vessels were full, then she said to her sons, bring me yet another vessel. And he said unto her, there's not another vessel. And the oil stayed. So she's working with her sons, and they're bringing her oil, and they're filling up the vessels, and then they're running out. And the son's like, what do I do? She's like, I don't know. Let's go ask the man of God. So she goes back to the man of God in verse 7. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, go sell the oil. So you can tell she didn't know exactly what all the steps were, but she knew it had enough light to take the next step. She got the full vessels, and she goes to the man of God, and she's like, okay, I did what you said. What am I going to do now? She's got this debt from all her neighbors. She borrowed not a few. She's got all this oil. She did every step. And even if it may be counterintuitive, that the answer to your debt problem is more debt, then he says, now go sell the oil. And who is she going to sell to? Like, I can imagine her going back to her neighbors and saying, hey, I got some oil. Would you like to buy some? And they're like, is that my bottle that I lent you a few days ago? She's like, it sure is. Would you like to buy some oil? And she goes to now use that gift, use the advice to now change her financial situation. And now she's able to sell the oil, build a business. And we see, like, this is one of the ways that God has allowed debts so that poor people can build a business. And we'll get into that more later. But the next step, the O in God's plan, is to obtain and submit to a mentor. It's going to take submission because a good mentor is going to give you counterintuitive advice. And the reality is, like, any mentor that does not have a mentor does not deserve to be your mentor. Because at every stage, we always want to be growing. We're always learning. There's always a new level. And when you cease to grow, you're either growing or you're dying. You're either getting a financial breakthrough or you're getting a financial breakdown. And there is no middle ground. And when you look at plants, if a plant is not growing, it's going to be dying. And the same thing in all areas of our life. Progress equals happiness. When we're able to make progress in areas that are meaningful to us, that's when we feel really fulfilled and lit up. And a mentor is one of the fastest paths to breaking through in any area of our life. So when I wanted to break through and having a health business that's able to generate income for me and invest in a team and to be able to take me places that I couldn't otherwise go, I invested in a mentor who found their fortune and could show me the steps to do likewise. Now, the third step in this plan is the D. So what does a D represent? It stands for discover your talents. Why? Because a good mentor is going to help to see in you before you see in yourself. A good mentor is going to reveal to you what you did not realize were the resources you can turn to revenue. In 2 Kings 4:2, the scripture says, "And Elijah said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house?" And you could see the man of God was like, "What? Why are you coming to me? What can I do about it?" And he's getting her to think, because the thing about good coaching is a coach isn't going to do all this work for you. A coach is going to help you to realize that you already have the resources. He says, "What is in thine house?" And what did the woman say? She said, "Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house save a pot of oil." She's like, "I don't have anything except, or I got nothing but this." And it's just like this belittling of the resources that she has. And that's so often the problem with many health experts, educators. Sometimes people are like, "Well, I can't publish a best-selling book. I don't have that much." Or like, "Why would anyone want to buy from me?" Or "How could I stand out from other people who are doing something similar?" And there's like all this doubt and insecurity, or thinking like, "Why would someone want to pay me premium prices for my advice? And why wouldn't they go to someone who's bigger, bolder, has a larger following?" And it's just like, what's amazing is one of the first steps is you have to discover your talent. You have to see the treasure, see the value that you offer. Because in order for other people to see your value, you have to see your value. And one of the ways for you to see value is to have the right mentor. I know for me, when I was starting my health business, I was like, "I don't know if I could do this." And I'll never forget what John Rhodes said to me, one of my early mentors. And he said, "You know, Enoch, this works so well. I know this can work for you. In fact, I have so much faith that you can succeed in building your health business. I will have faith for you. You can borrow my faith until you can have faith for yourself." And I remember thinking, I'm like, "What? You can do that? Is that an option? Like, I could actually use his faith?" I'm like, "Man, that's a lot of faith. That is so bold. I've never had someone say that to me before." And they had so much faith in my ability to succeed that I could just borrow their faith. It's so overflowing. And here I'm thinking like, I don't have enough. And he's like, "I got enough for both of us." So what did I do? I said, "You know what? I'm going to borrow that faith." And I started my business, and I started selling based on the borrowed faith. And as I started to sell, I began to see how people's lives are being impacted, how their health is improving, their weight is decreasing, their memory is improving, their sleep is improving, and I'm seeing that people's lives are being transformed. I'm like, "Wow, this is amazing." And as I've been helping more people, I'm getting testimonials. Now people want my clients are like walking billboards, and other people are like, "You look good. What happened to you?" And they're like, "Oh, I know Enoch gave me some health superfood nutrition system, and yeah, if you want, I'll send you to him." And then I get referrals, and now I'm able to grow a rapidly growing business. And but it all was because I borrowed the faith of my mentor. And that's the thing. One of the greatest gifts that I give to my students is I don't accept their limiting beliefs. I don't accept their limitations. I don't accept their scarcity stories. When they're telling me why they can't do something, I'm like, well, it's like I see potential in my students that maybe they don't see in themselves yet. But that's okay. Like even now, I'm doing this training because I have so much confidence that you're able to grow your business and make a generous living, impacting people's lives with your health message. I'm living proof of it. I've helped other people to do it. I've seen so many people have been able, just the average person, to be able to take their health knowledge and build a thriving business online. And I have so much confidence that you can do this too. And if you don't, you can borrow my confidence until you have enough for yourself. I know it's scary. And in life, there's sometimes we're scared to do things, but you know what we do? We do it scared. And it's okay, because done is better than perfect. And that action breeds clarity. That clarity doesn't come in inaction. The less we move, the darker it gets. As Jesus said in John 12:35, "Let yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness come upon you." And so we want to be walking and moving and ever progressing. Some people are like, well, I can't do anything. All I know how to do is homekeeping. All I know how to do is housekeeping. And it's like, excuse me, have you seen Martha Stewart? She's built $1 billion brands on a lot of these similar themes. You can build a business on some of the skills and the knowledge and the health insights you already have or can quickly acquire, and you can build a business on these things. Some of you are like, oh, I'm not a good speaker. All I can do is ask questions. All I can do is listen. I like listening to people. I'm not really a speaker. It's like, hello, have you seen Lewis Howes? Lewis Howes has a podcast where he interviews health experts, and people get on there and they share all of this advanced natural healing principles, and he has hundreds of thousands, millions of viewers, and a multi-million-dollar business on the foundation of interviewing other health experts. So if all you could do is ask questions, that's $1 million skill set right there. And it's by taking the reporter approach. So what you got to do is discover your talents. So what we do is we help our students to identify what is the skills, the health knowledge that they already have, that they can solve valuable problems in the marketplace, that the marketplace is passionate about paying them for, and then we package that health expertise into a best-selling book, into a back-end premium value offer that the book's able to generate leads to send to that high-ticket health coaching program, and then turning that book into a business, the ultimate lead generation machine. And but it's by discovering your talents. So the D in God's plan is to discover your talents. What about the S? What is the S? The S stands for systemize your solutions. There's some beautiful advice that was given by the man of God when he was helping the widow to reach her financial breakthrough. He said, grab the oil, grab the vessels, grab the oil, go in the house, shut the door. In verse 5, she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. So what you want to do is you want to have a shut door process. You want to have a proprietary process, a framework, a unique methodology. Have something that is a step-by-step guidance that you're able to systemize the solution to the health problems you solve. And when you're able to have these, it could be like 8 laws of health or 5 steps to freedom, or like we have this 30-day weight loss program that helps people to lose weight and feel great. And we guide them through this process using intermittent fasting and superfood nutrition, dense nutrients, while they are able to lose weight. And there is, you want to have a system that's able to get rinse and repeat results. And that's what we do, is we help people to take their ideas and all the health knowledge, structure it together so it's concise, it's concrete, it's systematic, so that they're able to deliver results on consistently for their clients. So they're able to deliver through their promises. And one of the best ways to systemize your solution is, number one, to craft a signature speech. When you're able to take the value that you offer and how you can solve their problems, you create one sales message. It's like an infinite sales message that you could use again and again and again on podcast interviews, on in-person stages, when you're selling at events, or when you are creating content on social media. It's the same message that's very much like, I like to describe it like a slinky, because this one signature speech is responsible for over $500,000 in profit in our business, where we have a 60-minute version, we've got a 30-minute version that we're able to say on teleseminars, or we've got a 60-minute version on webinars, or 90 minutes in person at health seminars across different states, or we could have a 15-minute version that's in a short video or a video sales letter, where you're able to stretch or shrink your sales message, your signature speech, to fit whatever format or time frame that you have. And then, so that's one way you're able to systemize your solution. Second powerful way to create business systems is to take that signature speech and package it together in a book. And when you're able to take all of the most calculated and strategic message and put it together in your book, you're able to take that book, get it to bestsellers, and with this book, you're able to leverage and sell to as many. It takes as much effort for you to sell 1,000 of these books as it does to sell 10,000 of these books. That's versus like one-on-one coaching. There's only so much you can do with that, but you're able to scale your impact and scale your client base of generating leads and clients through a book then faster than almost any other business lever or leverage that you can have, and almost anything better than, I've never seen something better than a book for a marketing tool for your business. So this is another way that you're able to systemize your solutions. You're able to solve problems at scale, and as you solve problems for people, they are interested in working with you further, and you're able to, people are literally reading through your book, finding the solutions to their health problems, learning to know, like, and trust you, understand your story, your message, your insights, and they are just increasing the belief they have in your methodology. And then they're going to be following up with you, asking, how can I work with you? How can I get you to speak to my audience? Or can you speak at this event? Or do you have a coaching program that can coach me through the same principles? I'm saying this just to warn you, because that's what happens when you systemize your solutions through a best-selling book. Now, so the S in God's plan is systemize your solutions. Now, what is the P? P in God's plan stands for pick your partners. Now, when you pick your partners, who were the first, we see in this widow, this transformation from the widow, she picked profitable partners. She had a team, and contrary to popular belief, there is no such thing as a self-made success. There is only team-made success. And you show me a successful entrepreneur, I'll show you a successful team. You're not going to do this as a solopreneur, but you can create strategic partnerships with other organizations, other people who, when you win, when they win, and when you make money, they make money, and everybody wins. And I'll give you an example. So let's look at some of the dream team that this widow was able to put together. Well, the first person that she had on her dream team was God. God was her silent business partner. How would you like to have God to be your business partner? So not only did she have God to be on her as her partner, she picked the man of God to join her in her business as her marketing mentor, as her business advisor, that she now has the man of God to help her. And then who did the man of God, who was the first person that her business advisor said, these are the people you need on your team immediately? The creditors. Now, how many of you would usually think of creditors as being on your team for building a high-income business? Not necessarily. But the man of God thought so. Because again, it's counterintuitive advice. So, not only did she have God, she had the man of God, she had the creditors to join her team, and then she had her sons. She wanted to save her sons, so she employed her sons. And by employing her sons in her family business, they were able to join together, work together, and they were able to do more together than they ever could apart. And I love having family businesses because my first mentor was my mother. She helped me. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 10 years old, and she was there to help me to know what was profitable, what wasn't. When there was more people who wanted to buy from me than I had the actual time to go follow up with, I started employing my friends. And as other people, when they were 10 and 12, they're out there playing basketball or playing with dolls, I was out there employing my friends and selling. And I just enjoyed doing that. And Mom would help me to show me different ways that I could make money. I grew up with her going through the thrift stores or going through the stores and say, wow, I could buy this for 50 cents and sell it on eBay for $50. Sometimes it's hundreds of dollars. And she'd just go through and she's like, wow, I could buy this and sell it. So there I am. I'm going through the store. I'm 10 and I'm like, you know what? I could buy this and go sell it. And just learning by example. In our family business, it helped shape me for who I am today. And my passion for digital marketing since I was 12 is largely because of that family entrepreneurship that was instilled in me from childhood. And I was listening to a speak off training that Pete Vargas was doing, and he had a speaker there. There was this woman, her name was PJ, and she was known as the Goat Milk Soap Lady, and she talked about how she was able to homeschool 8 children while growing an 8-figure family business. Here's a photo of what PJ and her 8 children and some spouses look like. And I was able to interview her on my YouTube show. And as I was asking her about what was it like raising this family and growing this business, and what were the principles she taught, one of the things is she taught her children very young about how to work in business, how to work, and she paid them based on the value that they provided to the company. And I just love how she was able to integrate all of her children. And while many 20-year-olds are still depending on their parents to provide for them, her children at 17, 21, early 20s were out there buying their first properties. And when they went to buy property and start their families, they still want to work together in the family business. So it's an incredible thing where in today's society, you see a lot of families are falling apart and going every which way, but it doesn't have to be that way. When you're able to develop a family business, and I've seen people who would employ their nephews or their children to help design for them book covers, or just help them with editing or different parts. And by integrating family members, it's incredible to see how much more we could accomplish. And by God's grace, through getting the right mentorship, and as our business started to grow, I was able to retire my mom from caregiving, and now we were able to work full-time in our family business, and we're able to help share with other people and do what we love to do. And it's really amazing how things have gone full circle. But the P in God's plan is you want to pick your partners. Some of those partners may come and they may not be on your payroll, but they can be people that you invest in. They could be advisors. They could be the creditors who lend you the money to start your business. They could be the software companies that you partner with. It could be the platform's host, because once you have a signature speech, then you could borrow other people's audiences as you build your audience. This is what we've been talking about this week. Borrowing to build. And these are all partners that you're able to use that will help lead you to a very profitable business. Now, what does the L stand for in God's plan? L stands for lovingly sell your talents. Now, once she filled the oil, she went to the man of God, and she's like, all right, I don't have any more vessels. And he said, go, sell the oil, pay thy debt, and live, thou and thy children of the rest. So the biblical prescription for poverty is selling. God's plan for you to get wealth is to learn to sell and learn to sell well. And we see this in actually multiple places throughout Scripture. But here, you notice there's 3 phases: sell, pay, live. Those who refuse to sell will be unable to pay. Those who are unable to pay will eventually be unable to live. One of the reasons why people struggle to pay for more things they desire, pay for the health foods that they want, pay for the vacations they want, pay for the equipment that they want, pay for the professional teams to leverage your time and knowledge to other people who specialize in doing things you hate. The reason why people struggle to pay for what they desire is because they struggle to sell what they have acquired. And when you can learn to discover your talents, then lovingly sell your talents, then you'll be able to pay for the choices and options and abilities. And I like the way my early health entrepreneur mentor, he shared with me, Dave MacArthur, he said, money isn't everything, but it's right up there with oxygen. You need it to survive. And it's not really about it's not just about like getting money. It's not the money that is the thing that's so meaningful. It's what money can buy for you. And what money can buy for you is options. Money can buy for you choices. Money gives you the ability to choose where you're going to live. It gives you the ability to choose your schedule, to choose your location, to choose what you spend your time on or what you invest in professionals who've already spent their 10,000 hours solving the problem that you dislike in your business. Money allows you to build a dream team, to invest in the mentorship so you can download decades into days, so you don't have to take years to learn. You could just learn the exact strategy, follow the framework, and get to your desired destination a lot faster. Money buys you speed, and you're able to buy your time back at a discount. So that's really what's the great thing about money. It's not the money itself. It's really that it is the options and choices it provides. It allows you to scale the impact that you definitely want to have in the marketplace. So learn to not just sell, but learn to love to sell, because selling is not something you do to people. Selling is something you do for people. Day 2, we talked about the key to selling while serving, and that is so key. So so the L in God's plan is lovingly sell your talents. What does the A stand for? A stands for acquit your debt. Now that you've sold, now it's time to pay your debts. Now, what's so interesting to me is we're looking at God's plan. There's 8 steps, right? I want you to notice, acquit your debt according to God's plan. Getting out of debt is not the first step to financial independence or financial freedom. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to what several financial advisors may want to tell you, who may or may not have a financial interest in you believing that, it's not even the second step, it's not even the third step, because here's the reality. Debt-free is still zero. Do you realize that homeless people are still debt-free? Before I started a business, I was in between what I was doing, and I just had one business fail, and I was figuring out what am I going to do next, and I found myself homeless, living in a car. I was debt-free and still homeless. But that is like, to me, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get debt-free. I can't wait to get to zero. Let me race to zero as fast as I can. How exciting is that? Does that sound exciting to anyone? No, debt-free isn't an exciting goal. The thing is, it's good to understand there's 2 kinds of debt. Not all debt is created equally. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Now, what is bad debt? Bad debt is what most people think of debt. That's paying for the foods you can't afford, so the clothes you don't need and can't afford, pay for the stuff that isn't these liabilities, these income-reducing liabilities, going into debt to pay for stuff so that you could look richer, have things that you can't really afford. Good debt, however, is the debt that God has provided for poor people, because good debt is when you're able to leverage other people's money to build your money. You could borrow money to build your money and to build a business and let that business to generate wealth for you, and then you use that wealth to then pay off your debts. There's a big difference. And what I realized, like if you were to go downtown and you go downtown to any of those businesses that are there in downtown, you're going to be hard pressed to find a single business on Main Street that did not begin their business by borrowing money to build their money. That's how businesses are established, and debt is one of the ways that God has provided for poor people to be able to afford to start a business. And some people are like, oh, I promise I would never get into debt, or I would never borrow money again. And it's like, oh, I've tried different things in the past, they didn't really work, so I said I would never do this again. It's like, do you hate your future? Because all of the successful people that I know, without exception, they have each made it a habit to continually seek for their financial breakthrough. They're investing in seminars, they're investing in books, they're investing in courses and coaching, in boot camps, they're investing in everything that they can that's going to help them reach their financial breakthrough. And many of them have had things that didn't work the way they wanted. Many of them maybe didn't become so profitable right off the gate, but they didn't stop. Had any one of them stopped at any part of those unmet expectations, they would have never been to the 6 and 7 figure earners. They would have never been to building the audiences of their dreams and the business of their dreams and serving the clients of their dreams, because it's the the winners never quit and quitters never win. And that's the reality. Because if we're saying that it's like, oh, I'm never going to invest again, I promised myself I would stay out of that. It's like you're really showing one of the things that God has provided to help people to reach their financial breakthrough is, as the man of God said, go borrow. Borrow not a few. It's okay to borrow. In fact, it's interesting. I know that Dave Ramsey is a very popular promoter of this debt-free, getting out of debt-free. That's the first thing you got to do. And he's not usually talking to entrepreneurs. He's mostly talking to consumers who are buying a lot of dumb stuff that is going to that is not going to be good debt. They're not investments. They are liabilities. And what I would recommend is don't do what Dave Ramsey says. Do what Dave Ramsey does. And what Dave Ramsey does is he builds a business and allows that business to generate wealth for him. And when you realize too that Dave has a financial interest, like he has Financial Peace University, his whole program, he has this huge network of people to help get out of their credits and to get out of debt, and his whole financial back end, his business is all about you getting out of debt. So of course, his sales message is going to be consistent with what he's offering. There's nothing personal about it. It's just, that's how this stuff works. So, but when you realize, according to the Word of God, getting debt-free is not the first step to financial freedom. It's learning the skills to sell is. And then we see the A in God's plan stands for quit your debt. Now, what does the N stand for in God's plan? It says, now sustain your breakthrough. Once you have sold, you have paid, and now you can live. You want to sustain that financial breakthrough. Congratulations, you've been able to transform your life. You've been able to craft a signature offer. You've got a best-selling book. You're able to take that book and market it to others. You're able to use that book to lovingly sell your talent. That the more people read your book, the more they want to pay you and invest in more programs and products and courses and coaching. They invest in inviting you to pay you to speak to audiences of your dream customers. And as you are generating wealth, you're able to pay off the debts. You're able to pay for the investments that you desire, and now you can sustain this transformation. These are the steps. Real quick, what we've covered so far is G stands for go seek a breakthrough. And you seek until you find. O is obtain and submit to a mentor, because a good mentor is going to give you counterintuitive advice. D is discover your talents. C, what offer can you create and package and sell? And so how you can monetize your health knowledge. And S is systemize your solutions. You could do this through a signature speech. You could do this through a best-selling book. You could do this through your websites that are able to sell while you sleep. And P stands for pick your partners. And this is where you're able to find strategic partners who own platforms, who already have the audiences of your dream customers. You share your speech, you present your book to them, and it generates more leads and customers for your business. L is lovingly sell your talents. And A is quit your debts. Now N is now sustain your breakthrough. These are the same 8 steps that we take our students through to help them to reach their financial breakthrough, and it works consistently. I know the principles that I teach work because they're based on biblical principles, and they can't not work. Principles are not prejudice. They don't care whether you're old or young, experienced or inexperienced. The principles work if you work them. And I know that yesterday I presented the opportunity for those who are interested in taking the next step. You've been going through this challenge and you've been like, wow, this has been so good. I've created so much momentum. This has made sense. I'm excited about what I'm learning, and I don't want this momentum to stop. And for those who are interested in continuing this momentum, well, we've put together the best-selling book bootcamp that is designed to help you to write, to publish, and to launch your book to bestseller and beyond in the next 60 days. And what I've done is I've put together this program that is designed to help you to get your book, the book that you know is in you, the book that you feel you're called to write, but you maybe don't know how to get it to the finish line. we've put together this boot camp, and I wanted to answer some of the questions that came up for this boot camp, as people may be asking, well, what exactly is this? So just another review of what this looks like so far is remember there's 6 phases. The first phase in your best-selling boot camp, and already we've taken someone through this book. We've been able to help Christopher Smith and his wife to be able to publish their book for they are type 2 diabetes coaches. They've been working on a book for months, and they haven't quite been able to break through. And before that, they've wanted to publish a book for years. And they have tried different times, different methods, different ways, different advice from different trainings and people. And while they've gone through all these different trainings, they still have not been able to get their book to the finish line until what I did is I wanted to challenge myself to publish a best-selling book, and I wanted to challenge myself to do it in 3 days. What happened was they invested in this boot camp that we're going to go in 3 days. We're going to take all the steps needed to publish your book. And while I wasn't able to publish it in 3 days, I ended up getting it published on the 4th day. From literally the idea to publish a book to getting it finished, it was 4 days. And then getting to bestseller was within 2 weeks. And people have already been reading it and devouring it. They're like, this is high quality. This is really powerful. This is inspiring. This is good stuff. And in getting our book, and the book is on high ticket health coaching, because that's what I'm showing you in this challenge. And it's our unique method for publishing a book fast. So if you've been wanting to publish a book for months, maybe years, and you've been struggling on your own, then we're going to show you our unique method of this 4-day book publishing method. And not only did it take us 4 days, but that was while we were actually documenting the process. So not only did we publish it in 4 days, but we recorded and we taught and we created these 6 phases to help show you our exact process as we did it. So we created a course and published our book during those 4 days. So I want you to keep in mind what is available to you here. So the phase 1, what we're going to do is we're going to help you to plan your book. This is where we're going to turn your mindsets and your health skill sets into income-producing assets. We're going to help you to understand how to come up with profitable book ideas that people actually want to pay you for. We're going to show you how to know with certainty whether your big idea, your book idea, is a bestseller or it's a flop. And it's better to just drop before it becomes too late. Because sometimes people will spend months and years crafting and creating a manuscript, finally getting their book launched, and what happens? Crickets. Why? Because they miss the steps that we can help you to avoid in phase 1. And then phase 2, we're going to show you how to package your book. And as you're packaging your book, I'm going to show you the simple cure for writer's block that works every single time. No longer are you going to have the blank page syndrome that's getting you stuck. We're going to help you to take the message in your minds to a manuscript and to their mailbox, so that these are able to be purchased and be ready to package the knowledge you already have, the skills you already have, the content you already have. I'm going to show you 11 unique methods for you to write your book, even if you're not a good writer. So sometimes people are like, and for me, a lot of times people have wondered, well, I'm not a good writer. I don't see myself as a writing. How could I write a good book? Don't worry. We've got you covered. We've got not 1, not 2. We've got 11 unique methods that you could write your book, even if you're not a good writer. And I will share with you which methods that I would recommend would be best to fit your author's DNA. In fact, I'm going to show you in this phase 2 why discovering your author's DNA holds the key to effortless writing. And this is going to end publishing procrastination and finishing your bestseller quickly. So you don't have to take long. You could do it quick. We're going to show you 14 creative ways to leverage your existing audio, video, or written content for a book, so you never have to start from scratch unnecessarily. So if you already have content, if you're a content creator, if you have a speech already that you deliver on stages, if you have a course, if you have a coaching program, if you have an outline, then we're going to show you how to take the content you already have and package it into a best-selling book. And we're going to simplify the process so you don't have to take this complex and confusing process of getting a book to the finish line. And we're going to show you, as you go through our process, you learn what we do, you're going to be like, wow, publishing a book is simple. We go to work to complicate it. And if you're ready to stop complicating the book publishing process, then I encourage you to click here to speak with a best-selling strategist from my team, and we'll get to know your goals, your business, what it's going to look for you, and we'll help you get started. And you just go to EnochLeffingwell.com/best-selling, and we'll put the link in the chat so that you can get access to that, EnochLeffingwell.com/best-selling, and you can see the exact page that I'm taking you through right now. So not only that, phase 3, we're going to help you to polish your book. Here, I'm going to show you how to avoid the traps that leave health authors with massive editing and proofreading, time wasters, and money costs. People spend a fortune of hard-earned money and time falling into these pitfalls that could be entirely avoided if you have the right guidance. One thing that's powerful about having a mentor is that a mentor basically has been where you want to go and has traveled that path, can see the steps to avoid, and can tell you where to go and what not to go. If you're ever going to climb a mountain, people are not going to climb Mount Everest without going with someone who's already been to Mount Everest and can show them the way, could tell you what gear to buy, tell you what times the seasons are the best, can tell you what pitfalls to avoid, because otherwise it could be a very costly journey that might end up costing your life. And it's not uncommon for that to happen. Even the most experienced climbers don't make it sometimes, but having a mentor is able to help you to avoid all the mistakes along the ways so your book doesn't lie dead on the shelves and not selling. We're going to get it to guarantee to get you to bestseller. In phase 4, we're going to help you to publish your book. This is going to be the hassle-free global distribution secrets. I'm going to show you how to set up your automated printing, shipping, and fulfillment without any inventory, made easy, simple, where you will have international distribution of your book, that when someone orders on your website, they're able to purchase, and it gets printed, shipped, shows up in their mailbox, money in your accounts, and their book in their mailbox, and you don't have to lift a finger. Now, how does that sound? You can get it. Truly, it's passive income for you that's able to unlock another stream of income. But even more than that, it's not just the passive income that is from the book sales. That's nice, but the real money is on the back end. So I'm going to show you how to craft an offer that you're able to use your book to build, to attract high-paying, high-quality, qualified leads to your coaching and courses and your programs that are going to take the same principles in your book to be able to share, to work with you at a higher level. So that is going to be phase 4. And phase 5, you're going to promote your book. This is all about showing you our 7 secrets to a unique bestseller launch strategy that guarantees your book hits #1 on Amazon and beyond. You could avoid the #1 mistake that many bestsellers make after finally hitting the top charts. I'm going to show you how the single most important thing you could do with your bestseller status, and how to create and gather an army of soldiers that are ready to support your mission. They're going to get behind and show you exactly what to say to build that support team, the bestselling launch team, to get you to bestseller and beyond. We're going to show you our review rush strategy. This is how you can generate a wave of Amazon reviews for your book launch and turn those reviews into revenue. And we're going to show you some of the secrets of securing even big name endorsements in your industry that will help to promote your book. And then also for phase 6, the final phase, it's not just about having a book. We're going to show you how to profit from your book. This is how wealthy authors turn one book into a lifetime income. And we're going to show you some innovative and overlooked strategies that every best-selling author should know to profit with your book. And I'll even show you 21 ways to profit from a book without selling a single copy. Because the bottom line is, it's not the book that's going to build the business. It's not the book that's going to create the cash flow. It's these 21 ways that are beyond your book sales that's going to help you to generate substantial business. I'm going to show you exactly what to do to set these up and what you're able to do for turning the same principles in your book into a business where you can have one book turn into a lifetime income. And so that's what we're going to do for phase 6. And here, these are different things that you're able to do. How to know if the best-selling boot camp is for you. If you're someone who likes health, but you don't really want to grow it into a business that can generate income, this isn't for you. We're going to teach these authors how to become wealthy. And if that's not something you're interested in and you just like health, then I think that's fantastic. But we want to show people how to build a business that could generate resources so they could just not have health for themselves, but they could share the health to as many people you're called to serve. So that's what we're going to do. Whether you have ever written a book or you have a book idea, or maybe you have many ideas that you want to share with the world, but you're not sure where to get started, then this boot camp is definitely for you. If you are expecting AI to write an entire health book for you without any thought, personality, or experience on your behalf, then this boot camp is not for you. This is not about using AI to put subpar, low-quality books that is just more purely AI-generated stuff. This is about putting high-quality, great messages out to be a light in the darkness, and we'll even show you how you can leverage AI in ethical ways for assisting you in the book writing process in some really profound ways that you're going to like, but it's definitely not AI is going to write for you to create all of this stuff. But we will show you some of the latest opportunities to authors to leverage AI in the most authentic and ethical way possible. And if you have, even if you've been working on a manuscript, but you need strategic guidance to finish, publish, or market it to bestseller lists, this bootcamp can be very good for you. If you're already a health consultant ready to expand your brand and attract high-paying clients with a book, this bootcamp can help you. If you have a method or a program that you've developed that you believe the world needs to know, then this bootcamp can help you. I would love to partner with you to get your method to the masses so that you can move the multitudes with their health. And so that is some of the things. Now what I want to do is I want to take some of the questions that have came in about the boot camp and answer some of these for others. Some people are asked, okay, how would this program help me to grow my business? Now, that's a great question. The way that this boot camp is going to help to grow your business is with a best-selling book. Not only does it establish you as an authority in your niche, helps you to stand out from all the noise and all the other people clamoring for your client's attention, but you don't show up. You'll go basically from being this annoying pest, like as if you have sales brochures and you're a salesperson coming to the client, then you go from being an annoying pest to having a book. Now you're accepted as a welcome guest. Now the doors are wide open and they're actually inviting you to speak to their audience. Where before you got brochures, you're handing it out in the events. You're like, please stop, don't do that. And then when you're an author, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, please, the event host take you to the stage and give you a microphone and say, I want you to address my entire audience about your sales message in your book. And by the way, we would actually like to pay you to now deliver all of these books to everyone in attendance. And we're going to show you some strategies to do that too. So there's a lot of ways that a book can help you to grow your business in not only generating better quality leads, because the people who spend time with you, consuming your content, getting to know your process, your method from your book, they tend to make better buyers. They tend to pay more. They tend to go for the higher tiered programs that you have to offer than all the low and cheap stuff. So the better quality buyers as well. And there's many ways that a best-selling book can grow your business. Another person was asking, well, if I work with you, will I have full rights to my book, or do you get a percentage? Great question. I'm taking no percentage of your book. 100% of the profits go to you. The only thing that you'd be paying to our company is the $1997 the one-time payments to get into the boot camp. And this is an offer that we are providing specifically for this challenge. We've never presented this before, and I don't know if I'm going to do this again. And I know that what we're doing at this price, it's the lowest that it will likely be. That we're thinking about charging more for it soon, because it's just ridiculous how much we're going to be providing for you and how much is already created. And but we're looking for some beta clients that can go through this program. And it's already worked for me. We've already helped our student Christopher and his wife to publish their book. Now we're focused on getting them to bestseller. We're excited about that. But now we want to open the doors to help other people, to help health experts to jump on board to get their book published, and help them to learn the strategies and just make it better for people who come afterwards. So if you're the type that would like more close access, because as this thing grows, there is going to be less and less immediate involvement with me diving into your business and working on it together. Eventually this is going to be like a fully automated just on-demand training that people can go through. And while I'm mostly working with my accelerator students, but for the beta clients, I'm going to be working more closely with you, and because we can't provide this level of access that we're providing in this early launch here. That when you join today, you go to enochleffenwell.com/bestseller, and you book a call with the best-selling strategist, then you're going to get a closer connection and working with me than many other people will in the future. So now is the best time to publish, and we will not get any of your percentage. You get to keep all your royalty rights. The passive income that generates from your book goes straight to you. We have a one-time payment of $1997, and then if you need a payment plan, just book a call with our strategist, and they'll be able to work out the payment plan that could work for you. But I'm sure we will be able to make the money work, or help you to find where you can get some of the money. And then let's quickly launch you to bestseller in 60 days or less, and then turn that book into a business. And so another question we have here is, what if I do want to write a book? I believe I have a powerful idea, but I don't actually like writing. That's a fantastic question. So a lot of people want to know, when they think about them writing a book, they're like, I want to write a book, but I don't like writing. I'm not a good at writing, or I'm not experienced. That's not really my thing, or maybe it's confusing for me to put all this stuff together. And what I'll say to you is, don't worry. We actually have this, what I like to call discovering your author's DNA. And when you know your author's DNA, we're going to find out exactly what is the type of author that will help maximize your natural disposition, to help leverage at the highest level the way that you naturally communicate, your preferred methods of expression, to get the ideas out of your head and into the pages of your manuscripts, and show you how to polish that up so it's formatted into high quality, feels good, looks good book on the inside and out. And we have a unique process for writing best-selling books. Even if you're not a good writer like me and don't enjoy writing like me, I find it exhausting, but this strategy allows people to publish and to do it faster than ever before. So we got you covered, don't worry. And in fact, it's another question we have here is, what makes this best-selling bootcamp different from other publishing programs that are in the marketplace? And while there are many publishers out there, many publishers I've seen will charge anywhere between $17,000 to $30,000 to help you to publish your book. And I was on one person's program, her sales page the other day, and I was just looking at what's available, and I saw that someone was asking, well, how many word counts is my book going to be? And she flat out said, before anyone ever worked with her, she's like, well, you're not going to know how big your book is until you are 6 months into writing your book. And then you'll kind of get an idea. And I read that, and I was like, what? 6 months writing your book? I could show people how to write their book in 4 days. High quality, great books that are able to impact people's lives at scale. And you don't have to wait 6 months. So one thing that's very unique about our publishing is we're going to show you how to create very high quality books that you would love to be able to stamp your name on and that you would feel proud of, and that your clients will give you raving reviews for. And with our review rush strategy, we're going to show you how to get a wave of reviews for your books before your bestseller launch, during your bestseller launch, and beyond. And we're going to show you how to turn those reviews into revenue. We're going to show you not only is our program unique, because we're going to show you some effortless writing techniques that you're never going to have to struggle with writer's block. It's the ultimate cure for writer's block. Like literally, that'll be a thing of the past. It will not exist. And then second, our program is uniquely designed for health experts and health authors. So if you are a holistic health coach, a wellness educator, if you have a health message that you desire to have, all of the examples, all the resources, everything that we provide in the program is specifically designed for you in mind. And I don't know of any other publisher that does that. And so we have a lot of advanced marketing strategies that are designed for helping a health education, health-focused business to thrive and grow, whether that's bringing more people to your programs or helping more people to invest in your strategy, your methodology for healing. We've got you covered. And we know, coming from health marketers, of how to help you to get your health book out to others. And that's one thing that makes us unique. And because this is a beta program right now, this isn't going to be available forever, the amount of value that we're providing here, literally I've seen similar offers that are 5 times more, 10 times more than what we're asking for. I'm excited to see you to get your book forward. So those are some of the things that makes this Best-Selling Book Bootcamp unique. And then also many other programs, I've seen a lot of them will teach you how to publish a book. And this is one thing that I would look for in my book journey, is the vast majority of other publishing programs, they're going to focus a lot on writing your book, manuscripting your book, and how to put everything together. And they just go into all this detail about the writing process. What we're going to go into great details of the marketing process, because what we saw in day 2, there are thousands of authors who publish a book and they don't sell a single copy. We are going to guarantee that our students get to bestseller within 60 days of starting the program, committing to the journey. And I know you can do it in shorter time. We did it in 2 weeks. From the beginning of having the book idea to getting to bestseller was about 2 weeks. And we can show you how to do it, but at least 60, we want to give like 60 days. Just if you want to go slow at your own pace, that's fine. And granted, I know some of you are listening, you're like 60 days, having no prior experience, being able to publish a book and get it to bestseller. I've been working on mine for months, and it's like, well, I understand, but that's the difference between having a unique process. I was talking to someone who's been working on their book for months, and they already have a publisher that they're working with. But maybe they got with some of the publishers who believe that the book authoring process needs to be months. So I don't know, but that's some of the things I could say that makes us different. Now, another question here is this only, what if I already have a manuscript started? Is this only for people who are just getting started, or does a manuscript help also? Well, really, this bootcamp is designed whether you have never published a book before, or you are a first-time author, or maybe you do have a manuscript you've been working on for a while, months or years. Then we're going to show you exactly how you can take the knowledge you already have and maximize it to get the most out of that in the fastest way possible. And even if you have, if you're an experienced author, you have published books in the past, maybe you're not as satisfied with how many books you're selling or how your books are currently doing. or how to build a business and learn some of those 21 ways to profit from your book without selling a single copy, if you want to know some of those strategies, then we've got you covered from the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced book authoring journey where you're at. The boot camp's going to take you from A to Z and every letter in between. So we got you covered. Now, some people were asking about the 3-day implementation workshop. So the way that works is I'm providing a pay in full bonus. For those who are going to pay the entire $1997 up front to join the program, then I'm going to give you a special bonus to ensure that even if you don't even complete the course, I want to know what can I do to basically guarantee your success. If you work with us during these 3 days, we're going to help you to write, to publish your book, to plan your book, package your book, and polish your book manuscript and get it ready for publishing within 3 days. We're not going to get you to bestseller, but we're going to get you your book ready for publishing during that workshop, and we're going to show you step by step. There's going to be teaching a little bit and then doing a lot. Teaching a little bit, doing a lot. Wherever you get stuck, you're going to have access to my team of strategists who have also been intricate in part of getting our books to bestseller, and they have gone through extensive trainings for understanding this process. And you'll be able to ask them and myself, and we'll be there to help you in a close-knit, intimate experience where there's a few of us just focused on getting your book finished, getting your manuscript on pages so that you can get the message from your mind onto the manuscript and into their mailbox. So this is, we can't do this for everyone. Again, it's going to take a lot of investment on ours, but we have found that our students have previously paid $10,000 for our implementation workshops in the past, and they absolutely love it. Some have said they've been able to get more done in those 3 days than they have gone in 3 years. And it's just what happens in our workshops. Our students don't leave with a big to-do list like many courses, a lot of seminars you go to. They're going to leave with a big to-do list of what you need to do for your book. But from our workshop, you're going to leave with a big done list. You're going to walk away with actual assets that you've created that did not exist when before you join a workshop. But that's only available if you pay in full, because we want to reward those who are action takers. We want to reward those who are willing to make those decisions. And if you have the ability, we want to encourage you to pay in full. And it's backed by our money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with it within 30 days, then you can ask for the refund, and we'll be happy to refund you, because the reality is I don't want your money if we can't help you. If we're not able to give you the results and help you get to that finish line, then I don't want to take your money. That's not what this is about. I'm here to help you to build your book and get it to bestseller and turn that book into a business so you can finally reach the breakthroughs that you've had, and you could focus on serving the people in your health area of expertise. I'm looking forward to seeing that happen for you. And I know a lot of people don't really have that, but we're willing to take the risk because we're so confident that this process works, that when you're ready to invest today, then we're going to help work with you to get to the finish line and beyond. So again, if you're ready to sign up, just go to enochleffingwell.com/bestselling, and the link is in the chat. You could join, schedule a call with our best-selling strategist, and again, this is what it looks like. Anywhere on this page where you see, I'm going to go to the top. So anywhere that you see this link, there you can click to schedule with the best-selling strategist, and it's going to open up on this page here. This page is where you are able to select the dates, and someone from my team, it's going to be on Zoom. It's about 45 minutes. If you have guests that you need to bring that may be influential in helping you to make this purchasing decision, make sure that they're on the team on there too, so you could add their email. Pick the date that you have. You can, if you use a calendar, you could show the times that you're available, and it'll sync that. But let's say it's Tuesday at 1 p.m., that's tomorrow, then we're going to select that, and then you're going to answer a few questions and submit, and then it'll be on your calendar. It'll be on the calendar of my best-selling strategist, and we're going to be there ready to answer whatever other questions that you have that I may not have been able to answer in the presentation or as we're speaking today. So these are some of the questions that we've had coming in for this bestseller. Another question is, how long will it take me to go through this training? And the reality is, we've actually designed this boot camp with the busy health professional in mind, knowing that every minute of your time in this boot camp is going to be used at the highest level. We're going to ensure that the value per minute is sky high to make sure that you just have the details that you need that's pertinent to getting your book out, published, get out to bestseller. And we've really cut the fat on a lot of stuff that is not necessary and given you the best. And you can go through the training as you in the pockets of your time, so that you don't have to give up prior commitments. You're able to really invest in your book, and I believe that it's flexible to fit the busy schedules that I know you have, and we're living in this crazy busy world, but we've really kept this in mind for you. So you can when you invest today, then you'll get instant access to the boot camp members area. You'll be able to start going through the trainings right now today that are in there, and we are ready. We're ready to help. And for the first 5 people, I'm going to do a personal one-on-one consultation call, which usually I would charge $3,000 an hour for my consultations, and I'll be able to have a call with you for a half an hour to dig into your business, your book, and to create a custom personalized best-selling strategy. You don't have to do it at the very beginning. It could be towards the end of your 60 days. It could be in the middle of your 60 days. Wherever you're getting stuck on that journey, I'll be happy to hop on a Zoom call. We can dig deep into your business and help you to get unstuck. And I can't provide that for everybody who joins, but for the first 5 people who sign up today, I'm going to make that clear for you and help you to get unstuck, to help you to get to the finish line, because that's what this is all about, right? If you're ready for a boot camp that's going to get you to bestseller and beyond in the next 60 days, then go ahead and schedule a call with our strategist, and I look forward to seeing you inside the boot camp. But for others, then this is the end. This is the end of the High Income Health Expert Challenge. We're officially on day 5. Can you believe it? I've had a blast to serve you, friends. It's been a blessing, and it's always a joy to see health experts getting their message to the masses, because I believe people are literally dying to know the health knowledge that you have. So until next time, remember, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Have a great day, and God bless.